Hello everybody and welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about a bestseller that I expect many of you have already heard about. Maybe some of you have even read it. It is of course A Town Called Solace by Mary Lawson, a bestseller and a book that was longlisted for the Booker Prize a year or so ago. I've only just read it and I absolutely loved it. It's a beautifully poignant, empathetic novel about a small cast of characters in a remote Canadian town. It is one that is centered around the story of a missing girl from the town, but really it is a study of tiny tragedies, of the bittersweet path of life and how life is rarely wrapped up in a pretty red ribbon or like the framed photos we keep on the windowsill. Life is more about disappointments, choices, secrets, and it's beautifully written. We are following three characters in three different stages of their lives that all happen to be connected to a small cul-de-sac in a town called Solace in a remote region of Canada. First of all, we start with Clara, a young girl, a young, studious, clever, serious young girl, but her older sister has gone missing. A rebellious older sister, sort of wanted to be a free spirit and get out of town, but her sister has gone missing and her parents are absolutely distraught. Clara doesn't understand how to navigate this emotionally and is looking for an ally. But her normal ally, Elizabeth, the old lady that lives on the other side of the street, has gone missing. Elizabeth, as it turns out, is in hospital. She's in the last stages of her life. But who has moved into Elizabeth's house but a middle-aged man called Liam? Clara doesn't know who he is, and she doesn't understand where Elizabeth has gone because, of course, when you're young, secrets are kept from you and, oh, don't ask about Elizabeth. But Elizabeth is dying in hospital. She is in the last stages of her life. And Liam is not someone that she's related to. It's not a son, not a nephew, but is someone that she is invited to come to her house, and in fact actually chooses to leave her house to this middle-aged man called Liam. Liam is someone who too must understand why this lady Elizabeth has given him her house, but also he is a man at a crossroads as well. He, just out of an unhappy marriage, he doesn't know whether he ever wanted kids. He wants time to be alone and time to work out where he is in his marriage. But unfortunately, he's got little Clara next door who needs help, who needs support, who wants help on finding where her sister is. And so Liam, a man who wants to be a recluse, is actually drawn out of himself by this young girl and the mystery of why this older woman, who he may remember from very when he was a lot younger, on why he is being brought here to Solace. Elizabeth herself is now in hospital, and like I said, she is deeply unwell. But she too has something she wants to fix from her past. Perhaps she too has memories that she needs to put to rest, demons that she needs to quieten before she dies. So we have A Town Called Solace. These three lives at three different stages of their life, Elizabeth, Liam and Clara, all brought together by circumstances and struggling with their own unresolved concerns. And it's a beautiful story about how people just get through life, about the challenges that we have, about the allegiances and relationships that we form, how you can't really escape life. That's the wonderful theme of this book that I found, is that it doesn't matter if Liam flees all the way to a region in a remote region of Canada, or that Clara's older sister runs out of town, or that Elizabeth has kept secrets closely to her through her whole life. You can't outrun life. It always comes back. You can't outrun yourself. And it's just a really beautifully written novel about small decisions. And Mary Lawson's writing not only is impeccable in her three central characters, but her investment in the supporting characters as well is beautiful. There is that theme always of running away, of looking for solutions, of thinking you can escape your problems, that exists all the way through, and small secrets, whether it's the older woman next to Elizabeth in a separate hospital bed who screams out in the night, whether it's Clara's older sister, a complicated girl, whether it's the young man that tries to befriend Liam to get advice on whether he should leave town for university. These are all people searching for journeys, for next steps, on whether there is a a better path to follow somewhere else, on whether this loser small town is really the sum of it, or whether it just brings you back home again. It's not easy. There's no easy solution in Mary Lawson's Town Called Solace. Everything is a little bit bittersweet. Everything is a little bit damaged. And I feel a bit welling up because that is life, right? And I think Mary Lawson really draws on life as a complicated journey that isn't the dream that perhaps we all expect it to be, but one of complications and secrets and decisions. And that's what I loved about A Town Called Solace. It is beautifully finished, beautifully wrapped up, beautifully drawn, and the plot and the characters are just mesmeric, and I really would recommend it. It's extremely poignant, it's full of empathy, and one that I know will reward every reader that reads it. So if you haven't read A Town Called Solace, please take this as your recommendation to do so. It's gorgeous.